The planet's at first robotic intended to conduct out impartial job interviews is creature proven by Swedish recruiters. But can it very do a superior job rather than humans? Her behalf is Tengai. Measurement 41 sm, 16to, high and weight. She's at eye standard as she sits on top of a spreadsheet immediately through of the applicant she's on to interviewing. Her burning amber person tilts lightly to the party. Later she blinks and smiles easily as she poses her at first issue, include you always been interviewee by a robotic up. Tengai is the creation of Fur Hat Robot, and synthetic intellect, artificial intelligence, and public robot business unborn out of a study draft at Stockholm's KTH King Institution of Technique. The company has consumable the history 4 persons year how's a humane-like machine interaction how mimics the way we say, as so as our thin face expressions. The concept, on to head scholar Gabriel Skansa, is how it feels lot less than terrible or odd compared to a more than conventional robotic. With October 2018, the Begin Upspin collaboration in one of Sweden's greatest recruiting firms, TNG. The purpose is to propose candidates' job interviews how are complementary of any of the subconscious biases how link and recruiters can frequently give to the employing trial, time yet manufacturing the expertise appear humane. It characteristically conducted on 7 seconds for who to do a at first experience and on 5 to 15 protocol for a crimp to do a judgment. We wish to problem how, explains Ellen Oisberg Meterardensen, head innovate official at TNG's office space in Center Stockholm. Subconscious biases involve manufacturing assumptions on whose competency relying on sort, ethnic origin, vote, formation, exterior, or as a outcome of unofficial conversations up or following and interviewing. To sample, if I ask you a issue at the start of the trial love, do you act game of golf, and you tell, affirmative I do, I loving game of golf, and I do too much, later in several way I will put how in a favorable carton, says Ms. Meterardensen. Tengai, by difference, doesn't attract into interview memo chat and poses all questions in an identical path, in the identical color, and characteristically, in the identical procedure. The is mine to build a fairer and more than purpose interviewing. Recruiters or link are later taking into account lyrics transcripts of every interviewing to assist them solve that candidates should go to the following phase of the trial, relying on the answers 1. I believe it is a very nice assist time screen, if you include a big recruiting trial in a lot of candidates, possessing who, a robotic, in no tension, no ego, says Petra Eliasson, a 50-year-old who plant in health recruiting. She has been take portion in the testing, both of as a crimp analysis candidates transcripts and as an interviewed. I was rather skeptical at first up meet Tengai, but following the meet I was completely affected, she reflects. At first I very thick felt it was a robotic, but while departure more than deep in the interviewing I completely forgot how she's not humane. But micro-robots are programs by humans, analyze datasets drawn up by humans, and find out of humane behavior, so couldn't they possess several of our biases? Fur Hat Robot says it has desired to halt the by transport out repeated testing interviews with a various swimming pool of voluntary. It's training of several various recruiters so it doesn't choose up the particular behavior of one crimp, explains the Begin Up's head scholar, Gabriel Skansa. Next several months of testing, Tengai will begin interview candidates for actual after in May. Recruiters and developers are as well work on an British language release of the robotic that is anticipated to be rolling out by previous 2020. The purpose is how she will ultimately be subtle quite to solve for by herself if a applicant can go striker to the following phase of recruiting, avoiding the requirement for a humane to overview interviewing transcripts. Up we fully trust on how, we include to do certainly how down there is no prejudice in our information, explains Mr. Skansa. Sweden does propose an particularly exciting testing bed for AI recruiting. As so as creature a little nation in a repute for previous acceptance while it comes to new technologies, ethnical variety in the labor marketplace is a especially hot theme next recording migration in latter year. Joblessness amongst home Swedes is about 4%, but for countrymen unborn overseas the drawing is more than rather than 15%. Comparison: how to the UK, wherever 5% of overseas-born countrymen are out of a work. A latter examination for TNG offered how 73% of job repatriates in Sweden trust they include been discriminated versus time using for a job on the base of their ethnic origin, year, sort, sex preferences, exterior, way, public health or invalidity. Swedish civilization is really hazard averse, so usually they love the secure map, the Swedish man, says one Bulgar job seeker who wants to be named just by her at first behalf, Yekaterina, Wait external a town center occupation agent. Yekaterina believes micro-robots such as Tengai could be large as a at first move in the recruiting trial, since they don't include any stereotypes on your vernacular or emphasis or wherever you go of. The technique has as well been championed by Variety Basis, a non-political, non-profit organization who campaigns for the rights of overseas workers in the Swedish labor marketplace. All technique how emphasizes competence and skills above things love ethnic origin is a great growth and really portion of the Swedish Innovate Ghost, says head operational official Matt Kreitman. A increasing quantity of AI toolkit and technologies are creature proven about the planet in the box of recruiting. Amongst the largest top profile is HireVue, a US-based live video plate how enables candidates to be interviewee at any period of day and uses algorithms to estimate their answers and face expressions. SeedLink, that has offices in Amsterdam and Shanghai, asks candidates to reply questions on their smartphones, and analyzes their tongue to see if they are the order culture fit for a part. And UK Begin Up Jamie AI focuses on overlapping candidates in the order authorities for pertinent job openings, searching to remove prejudice by eliminating demographics factors, such as behalf, age, or ethnic origin. Swedish Crimp TNG says interviewees include enjoyed their encounters in Tengai. But several professionals include concerns. Dr. Malin Lindelo, a Swedish counselor who specializes in recruiting, says, recruitment is really lot a jump of belief. It's a enormous invest. It's a enormous obligation. And you requirement to trust in the judgment how you do. I discover it really hard to trust how recruitment link will trust on a robotic. She as well points out how interviews, particularly those in sectors wherever down there is a skills lack, can be as lot on job repatriates decisive if or not they wish to job for a business as the inverse. The applicant will go to the interviewing thought, is the a location wherever I wish to job? Is the someone I wish to job in? They get their own gut sense and it will influence their judgment a large transactions, she says. I am really worried on which micro-robots may do to how portion of the trial.